Good day. Welcome to the Journey Through the Bible, episode 5. I'm so sorry we went on a very long break. I had exams to write and it was time consuming, and also that's why we stopped our journey for a while. So now we'll start taking our journey again. So do stay tuned. Taking a journey through 2Chronicles. Chapter 1 to chapter 8. But don't fear, we are not reading everything from chapter 1 to 8. I'm just going to bring it together and try to just explain everything that happened in that space from 1 to 8. So that's it. Okay, in chapter 1, verse 1, it's written there, it says, Solomon, son of David, established himself firmly over his kingdom. For the Lord his God was with him and made him exceedingly great. The Lord his God, the Lord his own God, made him exceedingly great. So there was something in verse 6 of chapter 1. Solomon went up to the bronze altar before the Lord in the tent of meeting and offered 1,000 burnt offering on it. That's sacrifice. That is sacrifice. He knew how to give to God. Like, he was a very dangerous giver, as in he can give anything to God, anything at all. So he knew how to give to God very well. In verse 10, when God asked Solomon, okay, what do you want me to give to you? You've been so good and all, you've been a good boy. So what do you want me to give to you? Then King Solomon said, verse 10, I read, give me wisdom and knowledge that I may lead these people. For who is able to govern these great people of yours? See, when God is with you, you would make the right decisions. There's no two ways about it. When God is with you, when God is your God, he said, is God. That's verse 1. He said, for the Lord is God was with him. See what happened when God stopped speaking, started building all those things like that, because God left him and he started making wrong decisions that destroyed his life. So make sure you have God with you at all times, because he's the one that would help you make right decisions for your life. It's your life and he's the only one that can help you. He can help you to make right decisions. You can't do it. Chapter 2. Let me read from verse 3. It's not much. Send me cedar logs as you did for my father when he was preparing to build the temple. So he said, send me cedar logs as you did for my father David when you sent him cedar to build a palace to live in. For now I am about to build a temple for the name of the Lord my God, and to dedicate it to him, for burning fragrant incense before him, for setting out the consecrated bread daily, and for making burnt offerings every morning and evening, and on Sabbaths and new moons, and at the appointed feast of the Lord our God. This is a lasting ordinance for Israel. The man was, we give you vibes to give, as in anything, anyhow, give him gold, silver, any stuff. You will just press, God. Anything I have, press, God. You always wanted to do the best things for God, like the best of the best. You always wanted to do the best things for God. Always wanted to give God the best gifts. See what happened? We'll go there. He said, the temple I am going to build will be great, because our God is greater than other gods. He knew that there was other gods, so let me keep it. He said, the temple we are going to build is going to be very great, because our God was so mad for God. Anything, anyhow. See, you would have just built anything. Maybe God lives in our hearts. Yes, so let me just build this one. He lives in my heart. He don't live inside the temple. But he said no, because God is great, I have to build him a great temple. Mind you too, you know your body is the temple of God. So you have to make this temple too great for God to live in. He can't come and live in one shabby or those nonsense or these small houses. So know what you work on yourself. Well, that is just by the way. Yes, you should take it seriously too. This is where he lives in your heart. God is great, so his temple has to be great. You have to be great. for God to live in. Now, I'm not saying you buy all the cars. God is not staying in your car. Make this body a very comfortable place for God to live in. In verse 4 of chapter 3, he said he overlaid the inside with pure gold. Not be about made. It's not about made. He as in pure in his mind, God. First in God. First in God. First in God. Not stingy to God. Solomon was not near stingy to God. Solomon was not near stingy to God. He gave God everything best, and he gave God first before thinking of himself. Is God. Chapter 5. There, go and read it. I think you should read all of them from chapter 1 to chapter 8. But because of time, that is why I'm doing this. He said, King Solomon and the entire assembly of Israel that had gathered about him were before the ark, sacrificing so many sheep and cattle that they could not be recorded or counted. 1,000,000 is a number. You can record 1,000,000. 2,000,000 is a number. You can record 2,000,000. No wonder he was like that. No wonder everywhere silver became like sand in his kingdom. See, when you give dangerously, you receive dangerously. You receive mad gift. Under 3 years, what people have been working for 100 years for. If when you give madly anything, 10 naira, put it out, because at least if your church is like my church that we have envelope, sometimes 20 naira trick inside or close it. I have it. I will keep. Who will see? I'll just go outside and go put it and cover. Nobody will see. But there must be. You should always know that when you give dangerously, you receive dangerously. You receive the amount you give out. You receive it double. Now imagine if you are giving out something that cannot be counted, then how do you think they can even imagine, like, when they can even start counting your blessings? They would not even try to, because they'll see it already. It will be uncountable. This one cannot be counted. They tried but cannot be counted. Your own, it's you know what I'm talking about. So you give dangerously to receive dangerously. You give to receive. You can't receive when you don't give. So verse 13 of that chapter 5 is then the temple of the Lord was filled with a cloud. 14, and the priests could not perform their service because of the cloud, for the glory of the Lord filled the temple of God. See, when you sacrificing is the key to anything. You sacrifice your time, you spend it with God, and His presence will come down. It will spend time with you too. Sacrifice is the key to anything. Sacrifice grants access to anything. Even with God, for you to know Him well, for Him to be with you, for you guys to have a very good relationship, you have to sacrifice time to be with Him. The same way this now, Solomon sacrificed money, sacrificed many things, and God, the glory of God came down. Mind you, when he was sacrificing those things, he was there too. So he was still sacrificing time, still sacrificing money to do God well. Don't come and say, oh, the money I'm giving, last is not God that's taking it, it's my pastor. No, you're giving it to God. Chapter 7 verse 1, dedication of the temple, said, when Solomon finished praying, fire came down from heaven and consumed the burnt offering and the sacrifices, and the glory of the Lord filled the temple. The priests could not enter the temple of the Lord because the glory of the Lord filled it. When all the Israelites saw the fire coming down and the glory of the Lord above the temple, they knelt on the pavements with their faces to the ground, and they worshipped and gave thanks to the Lord, saying, He is good, His love endures forever. That's what I'm saying. Sacrifice grants access to any portal, to anywhere. What are you sacrificing? What are you sacrificing? Are you sacrificing 30 minutes? Just small time, anytime I want. Yes, is that what you're sacrificing, or you are sacrificing something that can cause immediate response? Are you just sacrificing this thing and you are looking for one? See, even for your project in school, you have to sacrifice money, you have to sacrifice time. You will be tired, frustrated, all those things. You'll be so tired and all time you consume time, all those things like that, for you to get that result. The same thing here with God. You don't just sacrifice small things and expect big things. Then when they don't come, you not come and say, oh God, I thought you said when I do this, you do this stuff. What you give, you receive. What you give, you receive. Solomon gave greatly and he became a great man. He gave greatly, he received greatly in return. So what are you giving? What is the weight of the thing you are giving? Chapter 8 verse 11. He said, my wife must not live in the palace of David, king of Israel, because the places the ark of God has entered are all. He knew that he cannot bring her to the holy place. So what was the need to bring her in the first place? You know that, okay, carrying that thing is bad. Okay, let me not carry it to church because church is an unholy place. Okay, what can I do this thing I'm doing, this act, this something, humanizing, all those things, can I do it in church? Oh no, church is a holy place. Let me just keep it one side. Then I'll go home, I'll not continue. You get, what is the point? There's no point. Something that you cannot do it. He knew he could not take her to David. See, he's not even to where near the temple. See, he cannot even dream to take her near the temple. You get, he cannot dream to take her near the temple. Just house, because the ark was there. He knew that the place is holy, so he cannot bring her. So what is that need? I want to ask him that question. What was the need to bring her in the first place when you know that she cannot enter that holy place? If you know that your character, that your habits, when you know that you cannot take it to that, you cannot take it to God, where God is, all those amebo and all those backbiting, all those strife, all those things like that, all those stuff like that. If you know that God will not be happy that you have it around you when Him is around, so why keep it? Why keep it? That is just the point. That was where the problem started. He built one house for her like that. How? So that's where it started now. Because she could not go to that temple now because that temple is holy. He now decided to now come and build another temple for her God. You know, I say, when you come and follow me now, just one day, just today. And they'll be like, oh no, I will now go just that day. Before you know, it kept going. His life just spoiled. You know that place that person is telling you to come to or something, you know what is going to happen there. You know you're not supposed to be there. Then you just go there the first day. Let me try. I'm holy. Praise God. That's how we started. That is how his own started. Because his wife cannot enter the temple. So he now has to build another temple again for her. Before you know, he married this one, built another one. Married this one, built another one. That's how he kept going. When he must follow me on Monday to church. This is my church. You must follow me on Monday. No wahala. On Tuesday, second one I come. Only you followed her and you follow me. Before you know, he did not have any time again for God. That is how he lost everything. He lost God. He lost everything. Then he started saying, vanity is vanity. Everything is vanity. Where do you keep God? Don't do things. Don't try to think that all those things are just small things and it will not chase God away. Those are the things that will chase God away. So be careful what you do. Be careful in the things you selected. If I was Jesus, would I do it? If I was this, there are many things I want to do. But no. If God is here, if maybe God is my father now, if as I'm climbing that altar, God just open my pastor's eye to see what I've done, would he see a good thing or a bad thing? No, they fear. So please, don't do things that will chase God away from your life. Don't do things that will chase God away from your life. And one thing I want you to learn from Solomon is the act of giving. Give greatly to God. Give very very greatly to God. Don't spare anything, give greatly, because it's only when you give greatly that you receive. When I say give, I'm not talking about money, your time, your attention, and all. Spend it with God very well, and you receive Him a very great part, and your body too. Your body, like He said, I will build a great house for God, because God Himself is very, very great. This is a temple. This is God's temple first, and this is God's house first. So you have to make this temple very great for God to live in. He can't live in a shabby house or one house and then be the one sound, the one, okay, lukewarm, all these people, you are lukewarm. He can't live there. So make sure, try to make your house, try to make His house great to live in. Thank you very much. Thank you for staying with us. The 5th episode of the journey through the Bible. See you next time. Next time is going to be that wow. So don't miss it. Thank you very much. Do well to subscribe, like, comment, share, and God be with you. Thank you.